on the government shutdown.
The Senate preparing to vote on new legislation to end the stalemate after a small group of Democrats agreed to a deal.
And we have a live team coverage bringing you the very latest on the government shutdown. Teresa Priolo is at Newark Airport keeping an eye on the skies and all this travel chaos.
All right, but first we go to Linda Schmidt, who's closely following what's happening in Washington. Linda.
Yeah, big developments today. However, we still don't know when the government shutdown is going to end. Now, even though 8 Democratic senators broke with their party last night and voted in favor of the Republicans' bill, which would move forward with the reopening of the government, the Senate still has to hold a final vote on that bill, and then the House has to vote on it. Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he is already urging House members to begin the process of returning to Capitol Hill to vote on the bill. By the way, they have not held a vote in nearly 2 months because of the extended recess. So it could actually be days away from the government actually reopening. Democrats shut down the government on October 1st because Republicans would not include extending tax credits for Obamacare. That expired January 1st. Now, at that point, Democrats say the health care costs will skyrocket for hundreds of thousands of Americans. Democrats lost the fight, though, on this one, at least for the moment. The Republican bill agreed to by the 8 Democrats last night does not include a guarantee to protect those health care subsidies. The president addressed that issue late today.
The deal is very good. We're not going to be giving $1.5 trillion to people that came in from jails and from, the gangs and drug dealers and all of these others that they wanted to be given health care, which would have hurt our health care system. I hope that we're going to be able to have a health care where Lindsay and I were discussing it, Jim and I were discussing it, and Katie, we discussed it. We want a health care system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies. And I tell you, we're going to be working on that very hard over the next short period of time.
We're not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. And we're going to continue the fight to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. And if it doesn't happen this week, next week, this month, next month, then it's the fault of Donald Trump, House and Senate Republicans.
Now, the Republican bill would reopen the government until January 30th. Now, as for the Obamacare subsidies, Senate Majority Leader John Thune has promised the Senate will vote on the health care tax credits in mid-December, but there is no guarantee it will pass. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit here. My colleague Teresa Priolo is at Newark Airport right now tonight with the very latest on how the government shutdown is affecting flights. And Teresa, I have to tell you here, a family member of mine flew out of Newark. Yes, they flew out Newark yesterday. They flew out west for a business trip. The flight was supposed to leave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They finally got out at 8:30 last night.
I talked to somebody who had a very similar situation. Linda was supposed to get out yesterday afternoon. By yesterday night, they couldn't get out, so they tried this morning and finally got just to Chicago. I mean, it really has been a nightmare for a lot of people. They're hoping that ending the government shutdown means ending the chaos here at the airports, but that's just not what's happening, at least not what we're seeing right now. I'm going to take you guys over to the big board, and we'll show you some of those delays. We are seeing a smattering of delays across the country. Interestingly, a lot of them happen to be in the Midwest. We're seeing them in Milwaukee, in Minneapolis, a whole bunch in Chicago. So if you look over here, second board at Chicago, if there's, say, 8 flights that are leaving Newark from Chicago, roughly about 4 or 5 of them have some sort of delays. And then let's take you over to TSA. Tell me it's moving okay here, an estimated wait time of less than 10 minutes. According to FlightAware, about 265 flights in and out of Newark are delayed today. 101 are canceled, and it's pretty much the similar situation at JFK and LaGuardia. Yesterday, flight disruptions were at a peak with 5,000 flights canceled from Friday to Monday, but Sunday was the worst day, the 4th worst day this year. Travelers are attempting to take the delays and inconvenience in stride. I mean, they're not getting to where they need to go efficiently, but hey, at least they're being paid, which is not the situation for TSA agents and air traffic controllers. I spoke to one traveler, Crystal Sullivan from Chatham, who told me she tried time and again to get out to Chicago. Finally, she got out today. Take a listen.
I think it was 9 hours, total delay. I was able to get on last night. We got onto the tarmac. We sat on the tarmac for over 3 hours. They did warn us that there were, at that time, 20 flights ahead of ours that were going to take off. It proceeded to just, pile up. It became 25 flights. I'm not sure how they jumped in front of us, but it did. And ultimately, the pilots ended up timing out, so they had to cancel the flight.
They canceled our flight for 8 o'clock this morning. No, 11 o'clock this morning. Bumped us off first class. Now we have to fly at 6:30.
6:30 p.m.
Yes.
And is that delayed at this point, or is it on?
So far, it shows on time.
I pray it's on time.
And so we were fearful because that's the reason why we thought for sure our flight was going to be canceled, delays. It's been smooth sailing.
So really just a whole bunch of different opinions here at Newark. A lot of people are hoping that once the shutdown ends, things will just resume back to normal. Steve and Natasha, unfortunately, that's not the case. It's not going to be immediate because so many different schedules have been disrupted. Everything needs to kind of be put back to the way it was. That's the latest from Newark tonight. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, good
such
point.
a headache.
The sooner the better. All right, thanks, Teresa.